Welcome back to another Grow to Cycle tutorial video. And today I'm just going to be going through a brief update on my experiment. Now, hopefully, I don't know if you can see the little post-it right here. It's day 8. So it's been a week since I first seeded my beetroots in my experimental trials. And I don't know if you can see, I'll show you guys in a minute, but they still haven't sprouted yet. And even so, I've been taking a photo every single day and tracking their progress. And you might say, well, why in the heck are you doing that? Why are you taking a photo every day and there's nothing to see? Well, it's part of consistency, but it's also just a way that I can actually directly show and compare the growth cycle of my beetroot with other plants, such as radishes. And radishes will sprout in a few days, and they'll be fully grown in 3 to 4 weeks sometimes if they get good light. Another thing I want to show you guys is a little bit of an update on my bok choy. But yeah, before I get there, I just wanted to also give you guys a little bit of an explanation of the science behind this. So as I mentioned earlier, what are the key ingredients for life? The key ingredients particularly for plants. Plants grow via photosynthesis. What does that mean? Well, that means that they take in water and light is energy. And we all know what water is. And from that, they produce glucose and other things. So I just want to briefly do a run through of the biology of a plant. So what do plants need, and what do they do? Well, basically, plants take in light and water and other basic elements such as carbon dioxide from the air. And this is why growing plants is so good for the environment, because they take in carbon dioxide and they make things like glucose, sugar. But also from carbon, oxygen and hydrogen, which is what forms sugar, you can also make fats such as soybean oil and other things like that, and proteins. And that's why peas are a really good source of protein, just for example. But to make proteins, you also need nitrogen, so it gets a little bit more complicated for proteins. But anyway, basically, my concerns with these experiments, as I've mentioned before, is making sure they get the right balance of water, light, and of course, air. And airflow is also important because plants are there's always a competition between plants and other things like fungus. And in particular, when you're growing seeds, you have a always moist area, and if there's no airflow, you get things like fungus or mold. And these can kill seeds very easily. They'll actually eat the seed and make it rot. And that is a real problem. So sometimes these containers might end up getting fungus, and I'm concerned about that. But I'm also interested to see, because germination is very, very, very important when the seed is germinating, to always stay moist. And the water is probably the most important thing for a plant. So we'll see what happens. Let me just show you guys quickly. So as I was saying, I don't know if you can see in detail, but basically the seeds still haven't properly sprouted. And you might say, well, am I doing something wrong? It's been over a week now. But then you have to look at the seeds. Beetroots do not sprout for 10 to 14 days, so up to 2 weeks. So we're still on track, no problems yet. I just want to give you guys a quick update on my bok choy as well. Looking good, looking really healthy. It is looking quite leggy though, it's looking really tall. So I'm really hoping that it starts to grow out soon, because yeah, it does seem like it's getting a little bit tall. So that's a bit of a concern. But anyway, that's enough for today's video. I'll give you guys a little bit of a more introduction or more details about the biology later. Also, I'm really curious to see what your thoughts are on some of the upcoming experiments, such as, does the color of the container influence the growth? If I put love on one of the containers and hate on the other one, will that cause a change in the growth, or is that just pseudoscience? Now, it seems to me like that can't possibly have any effects, but other people would argue with me on that. I don't know, I'm just going to have to try it, and have to try it in a very scientific way, with at least 3 trials of each. But anyway, that's enough for me. Stay smiling, and I'll catch you later.